Dear friends, have you ever gone somewhere hoping to find peace, but instead you found distraction? People talking, phones ringing, someone whispering, someone judging. And suddenly, the place that was supposed to calm your mind began to disturb it. But what if the real problem was not the noise around you, but the focus within you? This is the story of a man who almost stopped going to church, and a simple lesson that changed his entire way of thinking. One quiet morning, a man named Joseph walked into a small church in his neighborhood. He looked troubled. After the service ended, he approached the pastor. "Pastor," he said politely, "starting tomorrow, I will stop coming to church." The pastor looked at him calmly. "May I ask why?" Pastor said gently. "Joseph, every time I come here, someone is talking on the phone. Someone else is scrolling their messages. In one corner, people are whispering. And sometimes I hear people criticizing others." He shook his head. "All this distracts me. So I decided it is better if I stop coming." The pastor listened quietly. Then he said, "Before you make that decision, I want you to do something for me." Joseph agreed. "What should I do?" The pastor walked to a small table and picked up a glass of water. He filled it until the water reached the very edge. Then he handed the glass to Joseph. "I want you to walk around the entire church building," the pastor said. "Walk slowly, but make sure you do not spill a single drop of water." Joseph looked at the glass. It was filled to the brim. One wrong step and the water would spill. But he nodded. "I will do it." Carefully, very carefully, Joseph began walking, step by step. His eyes never left the glass. His hands stayed steady. He walked past the wooden benches, past the stained glass windows, past the entrance door. Every step required focus. Every movement required attention. Finally, he returned to the pastor. Not a single drop had fallen. He smiled proudly. "Pastor, I completed the task. Not a single drop spilled." The pastor nodded. "Very good." Then the pastor asked a simple question. "While you were walking, did you notice who was talking on the phone?" Joseph shook his head. "No." The pastor continued. "Did you notice who was whispering or gossiping?" Again, Joseph replied, "No." "Did you notice anyone judging others?" Joseph paused. Then he said quietly, "No, Pastor. I noticed none of those things. My entire focus was on the glass of water. I was responsible for it." The pastor smiled and gently said, "Exactly. Just as your responsibility was that glass of water, your true responsibility in life is yourself. If you focus on your own actions, your own growth, your own prayers, your own purpose, you will not be distracted by what others are doing." He paused for a moment, then added softly, "When your focus is strong, other people's behavior loses its power over you." Joseph stood silently. For the first time, he understood something important. Peace does not come from a perfect environment. Peace comes from a focused mind. People will always talk. People will always judge. People will always distract. But your life is not about controlling others. It is about mastering yourself. From that day forward, Joseph returned to church. But this time, he did not watch other people. He watched his own heart. He listened to his own thoughts. And slowly, the peace he was searching for began to appear.
Here is the lesson. You cannot control the world, but you can control where your attention goes. Because wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. Now ask yourself something honestly. When you walk through your day, are you watching your own glass of water? Or are you watching what everyone else is doing? Are you focused on your growth or distracted by someone else's mistakes? Because the truth is, most people spill their own glass of water while staring at someone else's. Do not waste your energy watching the mistakes of others. Focus on your own path. Because the moment you take responsibility for your own thoughts and actions, your life becomes simpler and your mind becomes peaceful. Write in the comments below, "My focus is my power. I control my attention. My peace comes from within." If this story made you reflect, share it with someone who needs more peace in their life. And subscribe to Mind Tales, because here, we don't just tell stories. We change the way you think. Thank you.